Thank you, Rudy. I've so enjoyed this journey with you of exploring the 5 pillars of the unity movement. Now, these 5 pillars were presented to the unity movement 2 years ago at the annual summit, and they become foundational to what we're doing. It's so in alignment with all of Unity teachings, but it brings in new wisdom of how we do things. It's the Fillmore's integral ministry, experiential growth, IDEA, and evolutionary thinking. And the third principle is experiential growth. Things like meditation, breathing, mindfulness exercise, anything where we're grounding from the head to the heart, healing affirmations, music, singing, etc. That congregational song with the body movements is experiential. It's experiential. And it affects our bodies and our senses different than if we just stand and sing. That's why if we're really rocking with the song and we're clapping along, we experience it different. Let's do 3 claps together. Wow, good timing. That was absolutely fabulous. Do you feel that? That vibration in our body? This is experiential growth. It means part of our living happens by doing, by experiencing things. And this is important on our spiritual journey, yes? Absolutely. So, I turn to the wisdom of the wonderful Reverend Eric Butterworth. He had a large ministry in New York, and he's left us with some of the most important books that we have on unity. He says here, you don't need to wonder what the day will bring. It is an unfolding opportunity to express and to grow. You are in the express business, and growth is what it's all about. If we look at our life is a flow, an unfolding of opportunity. Now, we may have some idea when we wake up in the morning what's going to happen and how it's going to flow. Does anyone regularly have the experience that they know exactly what every day is going to be, period? Anyone? I don't think so, because we have our own ideas, and then, of course, our family, the dogs, the boss, the inspiration, the ache, the pain, the whatever affects the flow. But we are in the express business. And how we express ourselves is how we choose to participate in what's happening. Now, when all the grandnieces and nephews were young, they all lived in Hawaii. And we'd go over from Maui to Honolulu. And Maggie would go into the kitchen where all the adults were, and they go, Uncle Owen, he likes being with the adults, but Uncle Gary, he loves to be with the kids. Because I was down there on the floor, often with 4 kids on my back, which might be how I have some back issues right now, but it's all unfolding. It's all part of the journey, but I wouldn't trade those experiences. The architecture of Joey building card by card by card, this amazing building out of cards, knowing what's going to happen. Because kaboom, it all goes down. It's all experiential. And it does something to our senses. It does something to our spirit to awaken us to that Christ presence and God within, which is really what our express business is about. Experiential growth. Now, this is no new idea. Confucius, 500 years before the Common Era, said, I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. It's in the action. This, our fifth unity principle, is it's not enough to read about it, to come to Sunday and be inspired by it, or work with the kids and really learn what life is. We have to roll up our sleeves and take part in it. We need to take action. We need to be a part of living. That's why sacred service is important. That's why how we show up in the lives of our loved ones, our kids, our grandkids, our nieces, our nephews, our neighbors. It's important because we don't do anything alone. We have this rich experience of dancing and living with God and with each other. And in this unity community, these people here, we have a rich time together in our acknowledgement of truth, in our acknowledgement that each of us is on our own journey, and the valuable opportunity we have to do what we say we're going to do, to show up and participate, to sing a song, to cook some food. Whenever we're serving Family Promise, we're serving people with what they need. A safe place to sleep and nutritious food to eat. It's pretty basic and so valuable. Martha Smock, I know you've heard me refer to her a lot because I find such wisdom in this woman. I so wish I met her. She was the longest head of Daily Word for decades, and she wrote some powerful books. And here she says, some persons think there's some virtue to be had from sickness, some growth to be derived from suffering. While we grow through every experience, we grow because of the positive power of God in us rather than because of the negative condition or experience in itself. Anyone held the idea that they really needed to suffer first before they were going to get the goods? Let's be honest. Yeah. Because we're trained in it. Our families, our communities, our churches, our boys groups, and every organization has put forth this idea. Ever heard of the starving artist? Oh, they must be a really good artist. Well, talk to Tom Ricks. He doesn't believe in starving to be an artist. He is creative as an artist, and he receives the funds to continue to do that. He's the artist that painted both of these paintings. He does it. And we can let go of the idea that we need to be sick or be in pain or go through the very skinny passageway to get to our good. Because where is our good? It's God. which is everywhere present and right in us. In our journey to communicate with God, our journey to open up to that presence is far greater for our journey than, oh, I have to go through this and then it's going to get good. Sometimes stuff happens. There's going to be experiences in life, but we don't have to go through the darkness to get to the light. We can be in it and experience the light and the shadow at the same time. And trust me, there wouldn't be shadow if there wasn't light. You have to have the light for there to be shadow. It's an important part of our journey to dance between the light and the dark, the shadow, the pain, the chaos, and the great joy of living. This is a powerful truth in Scripture. This is Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened for you. This is a promise. When we ask God, we receive. When we search through our mystery or the chaos of our mind that kind of can interrupt our ability to listen to anything, the door will be opened for us. The universe is waiting for us to ask. And God's answer is always yes. So the journey is taking time in prayer and meditation to open to that communication, to ask for guidance. Okay, God, Jesus, Buddha, Goddess, universe. It doesn't matter what name you give your higher power, but it's important to communicate and ask for what you want. Open to grace. It will be given. Martha Smock continues by saying, life is a process of growth and becoming. We don't do anything in life without putting forth some effort, without doing some growing. But this is what makes life interesting. If you wait until you're absolutely, completely ready before you have kids, there wouldn't be a population problem. And when you choose to have a child or a pet or a friend or a partner, or be an attender of a community that continues to lure you, casting out and pulling you in to participate, to show up, to be present, to what gifts do I have that I can serve, that I can be for another. Because the greatest way for us to get out of our own way is to be in sacred service to others. You could have a problem that's just a problem and be of service to others with no agenda to get anything back, just to give your gift. The problem melts away. And it doesn't matter if the problem is pain. Pain. Anyone have any pain? All kinds of pains. We are in a process of living. And part of that process is choosing where we're going to participate in our experiences to grow from our experiences. So our personal exploration this week is try something new. Or try doing something that you do all the time in a different way. If you always brush your teeth with your right hand, do it with your left, but fasten your seatbelt first. Because you might get toothpaste all over your chin or, It's different. Try something new. It changes how we see things. It changes where we are. Take up an instrument. Plant a garden. Now, if you plant a garden all the time, choose something else. Try something new. It's beautiful. The second one, commit to practice self-care. No one else is going to care for you like you can care for yourself. Sleep, exercise, comfort. If for you a bubble bath and a good book is an answer, guess what? Do a bubble bath and get a good book. If it's taking a walk in nature, if it's communing with another, pick up the phone and call someone you love that you haven't talked to for a long time. 3 is deepen our prayer and meditation practice. Just commit to doing it a little longer, a little deeper. Take a few extra breaths and experience that communion. And the 4th, we spend our time with a lot of different people. And we know what it's like to be around people who are really unhappy with life. And we can be compassionate and spend time with them. But let's spend a little more time with people we admire, people that we just feel good to be around positive people. Birds of a feather flock together. And part of that is we get the benefit of the energy we give each other, yes? And that's the value of either showing up online and watching online and experience the good energy, and also being right here in the seats, being part of the energy and the response to what's happening in the room right now. It's very good, and it's all part of our experiential growth. Thank you. Bless you.